Thank you. Thank you for all coming here. I'm humble to be in front of all these very dignitary guests. And I was lonely here. Everybody is from Des Moines. Then I met Paul, the only person from Cedar Rapids supporting me. That's great. Now, there's a reason why I decided to talk today. Let me start with my life. See, my name starts with C. It's a Chirantan, C. I was born in Calcutta. Starts with C. I grew up literally across the church of Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa was not a famous person then. And I have seen her. I did not know that she's going to be that famous. So that's a C. I migrated in 1982 to Chicago. That starts with C. After I did my residency, I went to Cleveland, starts with C. I did my training at Case Western, again C. I do cancer care, C and C. So obviously I am in Cedar Rapids. In the C. You know, I never wanted to come to United States. But why I decided to stay here? Two reasons. I did my training in oncology, brand new subject. I was fascinated. All the things that we are exploring then. There was only 5 drugs when I started my life. But the basic science was exciting. Then I wanted to go back to India. And I realized at that time, medical oncology has no place. All the cancer care was surgery and radiation. And during the same time, I was mesmerized by seeing the American ethics. To me, that was the people in the United States stand for, get up and support when there is a human crisis. Whether that is in the backyard, whether that is in other city of the state, other state, or other country. I decided that I want to be one of them. And I defined my goal to be that. Rise to the occasion where there is a human suffering. 2 things I know in my life. Taking care of the patient and education. Go to the next slide. 2008, I was sitting in my living room. I remember the then president was saying that we are going to create high-paying jobs. And I realized the only way we can create the high-paying jobs is to have a better education. Because that's the reason I am standing in front of you, because of the better education. If I did not have better education, you will not even talk to me. So I decided that's the thing we need to do. I always believe, remember, I want to be another American who always stands for the human crisis. I thought that was a crisis. I went to the Cedar Rapids School District and I said, let's change the education system. We reward the students who are football players and so on and so forth. Why not we come up with a program that we reward the students who are bright, and why not we open the door for them? And we did. So the AP program, and Dr. Plagman was the principal of Washington High School. There is 3 school districts. So we decided to come up with the program that if the students takes the AP course, and if they take the AP test, and if they get score 3 or higher, we will reward you. And that reward was a nice t-shirt, certificate, and some money. I don't have time to share some of the stories, unbelievable stories that the students called me and said, if there was no push to do that, we would not have done that. I believe on data collection. I will not show this data because I don't have time. I was told 4 minutes. 2008 onwards, every school has combined high 3, 4, 5. Straight line. We have Jefferson High School who serves a different community. Even then they are going up. Before that program, the Belling Blank Center, who ranks the high school. Do you know how many high schools in Iowa we have? Paul, do you know how many high schools we have in Iowa? Do you know? I know. I'm from India, I know. So, the Belling Blank Center ranks schools on the basis of the AP score. When we started, Washington High School was 4th. Washington High School, top year after year. And the Kennedy is the highest, second, but they have more students who take the AP courses. When I started this, I was told that I am helping the well-to-do families, and I believe on data, is that right? So I decided to collect the data, because I have spent a lot of money of my own money. I'm not going to tell you how much. It's a lot of money. That was worth spending, because I just cannot complain the country is not getting better and blame one party or another. I need to do my part. That's the thing I do. So the reduced meal program, where most of the students come from the broken family, we have collected that data too. Obviously, the number of the students, the ratio is low, but they are taking more AP courses. So it told me that if we create the right environment, those students will thrive and take the country to a different level. Unfortunately, we're cutting down the school budget. Very painful to me. We have money for everything, we don't have money for our next generation. I'll also tell you another program. I was surprised when I was talking to the principal. Do you know that we give the graduation certificate with GPA of 1.5? I was shocked. I said, could you repeat that? What GPA you said? 1.5. And I looked into those kids. They are broken family. They don't have any parents, but they are US citizens. So we created a program because they don't have anyone to talk to when they go home. We created a program, tried to match and give a mentor. So we worked with the counselor, school counselor and teacher, and we asked the students, do you want to get better? You could get better, we can help you. I never thought that will be a successful program. It is a successful program. And what is the goal? Whatever your GPA is, you need to do better. You need to come to the school. You cannot have a disciplinary action, and if you do that, we'll get you something. And that was up to an amount, and I know what they get. Maybe a sneaker, maybe a jean, and they work the butt off to get that prize. And you know what? 30% of them are successful. Last year, African American woman, she took AP chemistry. I just could not believe that somebody who has 1.5 will take AP chemistry. I know how hard it is. She did it and she got B. She is in Karkut Community College. I usually don't talk to them directly because I have a plan, goal. I want the goal to be achieved, and if I intervene too much, it's not going to be successful. I passed to her that I will help her. You know what she told? I will make it my own. I have a job, I will make it my own. I can tell you, we are building the prison to keep those students. And they are going to be our refiller. Do you know, in the United States, 373rd person, if you count, 373rd person is in the jail. Those kids are going to be filler for those jail. We need to change, we need to use that resources for the good of the country. So that's my education background. I also have a healthcare background. I think healthcare is broken. I'm an oncologist. I see people who have even insurance, they are filing bankruptcy, they are selling their house. I see that every day. So I decided to break away. I started this Ghosh Center. I said, what I learned here, not in India, here in the United States, that patient's care should be the number one goal, not the business. I decided I'm going to focus that. I brought a team and we define our mission. Every decision we make, we ask, is it going to be the good for the patient? Not for the business of the things. Is it going to be good for the staff? Because they give their heart and soul to provide the care. Is it going to be good for the country? The three tests has to meet before we make any decisions. And I decided that we are going to measure it. Because believe me or not, to do anything good wherever you live is not that easy. And I knew that it's not going to be easy. So we measure, okay. So, have you heard any doctor who are not best in the country? I have not been anyone. So I decided I am going to measure myself. So the American Society of Clinical Oncology, which is the national organization, probably the international organization, they have a standard that if you fulfill the standard, they certify this is the quality oncology practice. There are 3,725 oncology practices in the United States. As I talk to you, only 295 has been certified. It was a big work on our behalf. I motivated the patient. I said, do you want something good for the patient, something good for the country, society? You have to do that. We have to do it. So we got certified and we learned a lot that helped us to improve our care. The breast cancer treatment. Everyone wants to be a breast cancer doctor. Hospital, center, and everything, on and on. There is a different reason why that happens. We give chemotherapy. There is data that, it says relative dose intensity more than 85%, that in the green. What the studies, science has told us that if a center cannot deliver more than 85% of the dose, like if they do 80%, there is a 50% more recurrence and death. If we give 65%, it's a wastage of time and money. So we decided that we are going to measure, not by me, because I'm biased that I'm good and everybody thinks they are good. So we delegated to Mount Mercy University, their team. So could you come and measure our RDI? Because I want to make sure that I'm taking somebody's time and money and doing the service that they deserve. Ours is 98%. And how did that happen? Just not by advertisement, hard work, commitment to do that. I can go over with you how we did that. Then I can go to the next one. The another one in the breast cancer, we give tamoxifen, aromatase inhibitor, and there is a tremendous non-compliance. So we got our data and we published our data in 2016 in Breast Cancer Research and Treatment. It's not the publication, it's measuring myself clear to my conscience what I do. We also measure the patient satisfaction score. You may not know this, Praise Giving, this is one of the reputable organizations in the United States. No one will question about their integrity and authenticity. So we asked them to measure our patient satisfaction. It's a randomly picked up. Once you have been picked up, you will not be picked up second time. And at the end of a year, If any center has more than 95% patient satisfaction, they give this award. It's called Guardian of Excellence. I don't care what we do. To get a score 95% month after month in a cancer care, it's not that easy. We got 3 years in a row, 36 months. And I will tell you, our raw score is 99%. How did that happen? Because, whatever I say to my patients, they know, they are smart people. They know what we mean, what we do. I need to serve my community. I was mesmerized that I'll write a prescription, I'll come back 1 week later. After some time, I realized that they did not take the medicine. I realized that the cost of the medicine is such they could not afford it. These are not immigrants. These are born in the United States, in my backyard. They are not criminal. They are hardworking. Somehow they don't have resources. So I brought the people together. Dr. Vaitisaran is here now. He was a co-college professor. We built a team. This organization, Annapurna Ghosh. Annapurna is my mother's name. There is a story. I did not want this to be my mother's name. The committee said that it should be named after your mother. There are a lot of doctors who are born here. They don't think what you think. You must have got this value from your parents, and I did. So I allowed them to use that. So far, it's running 13 years. Close to $700,000 has been given back. Close to 1,300 patients has received the benefit. It's not the money, it's we care for you. That's the value that I learned, and that's the reason I decided to stay in the United States, and that's the thing I want to fulfill in my life. This is another foundation. She's telling me to leave. I'm going to do that soon. The healthcare system in rural Iowa, hospital is going to die. So we need to support. This was my support to Meringo Memorial Hospital, because I really want them to support. I go there, there are a lot of elderly people who will not get any care unless those hospitals survive. This is the AP program. Picture, next one. Next one. I have not forgotten my own country. I was born there. I was raised there. I breathed there. I cannot forget my own country. So last year, they gave me the award, whatever award they have given. These are the things I do every day there. You can go to the next one. Remember I told you that I grew across the Church of Mother Teresa and I learned from her. This is the thing is in my office. The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway. Give the best you have, and it will never be enough. Give your best anyway. The last line is very dear to me. In the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. Thank you for listening to me.